think.
I was like, do I say it? Do I don't?
Welcome to the dojo. I'm Meso.
I'm back.
I'm John.
I'm Prpl.
And we are NinjagoCast, masters of pod jitsu.
I can't believe we're doing this again.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't realize we're gonna keep doing that.
I
gonna
did
drop that bit.
homework.
I went with it. I like it. I love my ninja voice.
I am Ninjaba. I am Mesonak. Oh, I am
Is this
Ninja.
racist?
It's probably
Maybe
racist.
it's probably very racist.
It's donut time.
No, that was definitely racist.
I'm allowed
Is
to
it
be
racist to
racist
be
because my
Asian?
own kind.
Not a tan.
Probably.
It's-
I guess
this
your
is-
own
this is my-
kind.
Yeah, this is like.
I don't know
it's
if you
my
just get a
version
free
of
pass
that.
like that. I don't know.
Jonathan.
It's like
John,
it's
is
like
there a
another
thumbnail I
free
should
pass
use for
we
this?
could talk about.
Do what?
Just do the normal thumbnail, like the Sons of. All right, I'll actually pass you the thumbnail I'm using right now. So
Hey.
Thumbnail, awesome. Okay, so a little bit of a disclaimer before we start. Two disclaimers. Number one, we're going to be talking about the first two episodes of Ninjago, Sons of Garmadon, episode 75, Mask of Deception, and episode 76, The Jade Princess. If you don't want spoilers, if you haven't seen them, I know availability in certain parts of the world is up in the air right now. Tune out now, because we're going to be getting into full plot discussion for the first two episodes. Disclaimer number two, I'm sick. So, if you can tell it in my voice, I'm gonna try not to go into a hacking, coughing fit.
Master of sickness.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna do the best I can.
Yeah.
So,
Yo, hey, message to Cartoon Network if you're listening out there. Let's get this ball rolling with
Get
that
your act
distribution.
together, yo.
That's
Yes.
not what I thought you were about to say.
and shout out to the one, the only Tommy Anderson, who may or may not be listening to this. He had a good Twitter exchange.
Hello.
we did, but I think we unfortunately a certain someone gets off school too late for us to be on time for him.
I mean, you guys could have gone on without me.
But
No, we couldn't.
she
Purple,
kept us up.
you are the resident Ninjago fan.
kind
You
of
are
the
Ninjago.
yeah. you are
You
the
are
girl.
the Ninjago fan.
You're the
Wow.
first
You are-
ninja
You
master.
are the
girl.
girl. I've been. No, it won't.
You're the girl I want. Oh, yeah, well.
Right.
I like how you all had to go through that on your own.
Yeah, like I had to go. I went through the circles of is this a good joke or not?
Yeah, right. I did the
Really
same thing. I was
awkward.
like, yeah, no, actually,
No,
that's a little too. No, let's
might
not,
open
let's
it
not
up
right now.
some. Nah.
Yeah,
So,
I don't want it to be. Anyhow, Ninjago,
Without
fun,
further ado.
fun show.
as we always do, I'm going to give a quick recap of the first two episodes for context's sake, and for all those people out there like Prpl who found us through not actually watching episodes but listening to our recap.
Sorry.
So, here's what
to
we're
the
gonna do.
Ninjago team.
Episode 75. It starts off with a fairly lengthy infiltration and chase scene where Sons of Garmadon members are masquerading as ninja trying to steal a mask. Spoiler alert, they get the mask. Lloyd tries to stop them in an awesome chase scene that really shows off the new
Going full bionicle.
higher
though.
budget, going full bionicle with mask theft, 3 ultimate masks of power. We're going to be talking about that, rest assured. But Lloyd does not get the mask. He gets distracted by his father's imagery, and he rallies all the ninja from all across Ninjago, because they're all on separate missions, to come back and help. And we get snippets of what they're doing. You know, Cole and Jay are looking for Wu. Nia's just roaming around, wasting time. And Kai and Zane are fighting a dude who showed up in Skybound prison, the mechanic. And
Yeah,
that
I
was
didn't
pretty
even notice
funny.
that.
It was really cool. So they all come back together, and they meet up with Hutchins from the royal family. He's actually the royal family's guard, the royal family who we're obviously very familiar with. We've gotten tons of exposition on them throughout all the seasons in Ninjago.
They're my favorite.
And it's
royal
really
family.
cool now that we finally get to see them in person after all we've
Yeah.
heard about them.
Yeah, I know, right? It's great,
Um,
man.
It's awesome.
They've been
so-
integral to the backstory and plot of how.
Well, I mean,
Ninjago-
they've always hinted at them, but they've never actually shown them in the so I'm
Yeah,
glad
I know.
that we
Yeah,
see
yeah.
them on screen.
It's incredible.
There's always that drop, the family, the royal family drop every episode. They always mention them.
This episode of Ninjago brought to you by the royal family.
My God.
They live private lives. So
Yes. The first mask, the Mask of Deception, was at Borg Tower. The second mask is with the royal family. So the ninja have to guard them. And they thought the Sons of Garmadon, this random criminal syndicate that's cropped up, were going to attack the royal family. but they actually don't in episode 75. It was a false alarm. But regardless, we learn all about the royal family. We meet them, the Princess Harumi. Lloyd's crushing on her big time. And the end of the episode, we think she's kidnapped. Dun, dun, dun. And then Lloyd has to go save her. That's basically all that happened in episode 75. 76 was sufficiently more eventful. 76 started with Lloyd going to save Harumi. Spoiler alert, she didn't actually get kidnapped. She ran out of the palace because she's just a really good person who's going to go give food to all the homeless people in Ninjago who are hungry.
Jasmine and Aladdin.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. It's a classic romance story. And they talk about masks.
Old as time.
And how they have to like hide as different identities, and we have this admittedly cliche thing where like Lloyd isn't worthy of being with a princess, and he's warned away from her by Hutchins, and he's like, stay away from her, and all the ninja are trying to give him dating tips.
Lloyd should just step his foot down and be like, "Hey, y'all, you guys don't have any actual power. Let's chill for a second here." And reflect on who we
Y'all
are."
never had an actual relationship aside from Jay, so
Yeah, once you actually have someone to talk about, like, has Cole ever even had a relationship with
Nia?
I don't even know if he's
Obviously,
I like to forget that.
Nia and Cole's incredibly detailed and in-depth
Well, I mean,
relationship.
like, at least
Very
Sky-
in-character relationship.
Yeah, there's a very successful on-screen relationship with Skylar.
I feel like
Yes,
that counts. I feel like that counts.
that's
No,
kind of like a
Well, it
crush
did,
at
but then,
most,
like,
but-
okay, so
It was
they
a
were
fling.
kind
It
of,
was a fling.
yeah, it was like, you know, it was just for she was the one that got
Kind of
away.
thing.
I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kai was like, a little bit more
assertive.
assertive. Yeah, that might
A good
have worked out.
character. I mean, what?
Yeah. No.
So we didn't get the best joke ever with the postmaster. He shows out the post and he's like, "See you next
Postmaster?
postmaster, the master of post." He shows up and is like, "See you next season." The guy's like, "Season? Yeah, spring, summer, winter, fall. Season."
The postmaster was going to be like in the last of Bionicle, but he got canceled before they could make the master of post set.
With the third Oni mask.
Unfortunately, the third Oni mask.
So then Cole has a really good character moment. He's climbing up a mountain, thinking of the first time he met Wu. And then when he gets to the top of the mountain, he sees Hutchins. He's going down into the tunnels because he's a shady dude. Everybody thinks he's evil. So they go down into the tunnels and they find blast sap, which they talk about like it's something we've seen before. But to my knowledge, we've never
feel
seen
like
it before.
we've seen something similar before, but I don't know for
It's
sure.
essentially dynamite, but dynamite isn't kid-friendly, so they have blast zap instead.
So
And-
let's blast
Okay.
sap.
Blast sap.
Not to tie this into anything not kid friendly, but if anyone's seen like season 7 of Game of Thrones, kind of reminds me of that, where they're like, "Oh, there's this super explosive stuff underneath the building." That's just,
One,
like-
spoilers. Two, literally no one watching this has seen that.
You don't know, Var, with the
I
intersection
am
between
pretty sure
Ninjago
they
fans
have.
and
I've
Blast
never
fans.
seen
it.
I've seen Game of Thrones, but not season 7. So anyway, the palace goes up in flames. The ninja try to protect the princess. Lloyd rides her out
Now
of there.
that you mentioned that, that is a good comparison. Though I wonder if they actually took any reference from that.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know.
It almost, it definitely feels like it now that you mention it.
Yeah,
We have the
like,
best scene ever, where the Sons of Garmadon people break into the palace. This mystery guy, who's actually named Mr. E, by the way. Very mysterious.
I didn't
I
even
didn't know
notice that.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that at all.
Wow, that completely went over my head.
Same.
He rides in, puts on the Oni mask, and engages in the best fight scene Ninjago's ever had, where like there's great choreography and they're ducking all around, and he gets 4 arms, and he attempts to steal a second mask, but oh boy, it's a fake. Lloyd and Harumi actually have the real mask, which was swapped out by Hutchins, who's not a bad guy after all.
Yay!
They engage in a very prolonged motorcycle chase. They lose the mask to another Sons of Garmadon member named Ultraviolet, and they have to book
It
it
was
to
the
the
best
Destiny
laugh.
bounty to fly away. Oh yes, her laugh.
Yeah, or battle cry. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but it sounded fun then, regardless.
Yeah.
It's just her default noise.
Her default, she has a button that she presses. It's like a ringtone.
Yeah.
They have to,
It's
they have to
one
book it
those
out of
dolls
there
that
to the
pull
bounty.
the cord.
They fly away. Harumi's parents, adopted parents, are dead, supposedly. And the episode ends with Harumi being welcomed into the ninjas family, and they're gonna stop whoever's responsible, because they're ninja, and they're gonna win. And that's
what friends do.
Because that's what ninjas do. Let's crack into this.
All right. Well, first of all, I think it's important to really stress this. I am so glad the Hageman Brothers are back.
Yeah.
These 2 episodes were like so much better than anything in that last season.
They honestly, not to decry the guy who wrote the last season. I'm sure he's a nice guy and everything.
I'm sure it's
and,
very
tried his
hard to
best.
jump into a season 7 seasons in and
Yeah.
pick up the
Yeah,
reins.
and write time travel too.
And
you know,
write
it's
time
like-
travel of all things. So
It's
I
not
understand
an
his
easy
plight,
task.
but it wasn't a great season.
Yeah, he had a lot of kind of not a lot of great things to work
missteps.
with. Yeah, a lot of things
missteps.
kind of.
It's very welcome to see the Hageman Brothers back in the driver's seat for supposedly their last season, by the way. It's kind of a bummer.
That is kind of a
Are they
bummer,
really?
but so far
That's so
they've done great. Like these 2 episodes were fantastic. Like both of them, everything was great. The cinematography was great. The directing was great. The action scenes were great.
The action scenes are so good. I'm actually wanting to do a video about especially this episode, the second episode, episode 76. The sequence in there is so good. It was better than a lot of the fight scenes I've seen in Ruby this last volume. Like
Yeah,
I was
this is
amazed at how
fight.
well it was done.
It was actually really entertaining because we were watching it, and like one of you guys, I think it might have been you, John, that was like, you mentioned how like this fight scene's better than Ruby as it was playing, and we were like,
I thought that was me.
it might have been you. Someone said it. I just thought it was funny because like Ruby's known for its fight scenes, right? That's like where people kind of got into that show. So I just thought it was really funny that a show with little ninja minifigures running around and doing that stuff is better handled
This
than that.
this sequence is legitimately like really, really good, and it's good for a lot of different reasons. It's good because it actually like uses all the ninja in very good choreography. It doesn't cut away as soon as something hits. It's just all together.
The momentum's retained too. The camera keeps moving forward towards the fight. Everything feels really like claustrophobic.
They use
and, like,
both hand-to-hand combat and elemental powers in it, and it's just really cool.
it's really good. So I'm curious to like see what like how they do those kinds of scenes. Honestly, like how they direct that in their scripts. If that's part of the script, or like do they do like storyboarding for that? Or,
Storyboards, I guess.
yeah,
But
I wonder how they do that.
if
Because
you
the
look at,
fight scenes have never been like, you know, they've never been terrible, but they also haven't really ever been like amazing either. This is definitely a standout for the show.
Mhm.
There's been like
There's
four noteworthy fights in all of Ninjago. Klaus versus Nia, Klaus versus Garmadon, Kai and Nia versus the Time Twins, and then this. That's it.
I was thinking about doing like this video just detailing all this stuff about Ninjago fights because I'm a huge fan of fight choreography, and just watching this sequence, which is already well animated in Ninjago, got me super hyped for the rest of the season. I can't wait to see. It's the pan they do. Like they don't cut as Mr. E is beating everyone up, but the pan they do as like Nia flips over.
That's the best part.
Yeah, it's
Mr. E,
really
that's
good.
So
Yeah, it's
good.
like you're there and just looking up to notice her instead of having to like
Right.
be cut directly there.
And I mean, it's better. Like in live action, you have to cut away from fights sometimes, you know, to reset the actors or to do stuff. With animation, it's a little easier, but you know, it's also easier to just cut away from fights, as we saw in the last volume of Ruby. So this is really good. This is ultimately what we're getting at. Amazing fight scene.
Another good thing about it is that, like, you know, the spatial awareness of the characters is like kind of retained. Like, characters don't just teleport around and stuff. They are like, they land in a you know, one side of the camera, and that's where they are until they move to the other side, and you see that movement. That's another thing with Ruby, where it's like characters would just kind of like pop in and out of random places, and
Leo on the
it was never
stairs.
consistent. Yeah, so this is really cool. I really liked it.
Can we? Oh, sorry. I mean,
No, go
you
first.
guys
Go
can-
first.
All right.
Go
Can we go back and talk like at the very beginning about the new intro, real quick?
Let's start at the top. That's a very good.
Yeah,
good
let's
idea.
do that.
Yeah.
It's very controversial. Does not use the weekend whip. According to Tommy Anderson on Twitter, he was very disheartened to hear all the negative thoughts on that because obviously it's a change. So a lot of the Ninjago fans are like, "Oh, this is the first intro ever to not use the weekend whip." But according to him, it doesn't really fit tone-wise. He says, "Just wait till episode 5. you'll see
understand.
why. You'll
Yeah.
understand why we don't want a super happy, peppy song as our intro.
You think
I'm really excited to find that out, dude.
Like, what if they actually kill
It's a
Lady
good little
Ninja, and they're
tease.
kind of like,
I can
they're
tell just
committed to
by
that.
how the season is framed. It's not super dark, but
It's dark for
is-
Ninjago.
It's noticeably
Yeah.
more mature in tone. They still have all the jokes, but they're dealing with more serious subject
Well,
matters. And the way
well,
it's
They were monks
framed.
who broke
We're
their vow of
better this
silence.
time, though. They
We'll get
were
okay.
really good.
Let's talk about those jokes in a second, but I do agree with you though. Like I feel like it does feel darker, but I think a lot of it has to do with the framing and the camera work and the lighting too. There's a lot of
Yeah.
like really mellow, like dramatic lighting.
Yeah,
going
like a
on.
lot of times it's the fire of like a burning building that's the light source.
Right. Otherwise, like everything else is turned off. There are ninjas like running around in the darkness. That opening sequence for the first episode, where like the evil like Sons of Garmadon ninja guys are running around and like through Ninjago City and like being highlighted by like the neon lights and everything as they ran down it. Really cool, very visually
Mhm.
appealing. Like
City's just so much more detailed now. Like it
Feels
never used to
alive.
have like
The city
those
is detailed.
tram
Let's go back to
things.
this. Yeah, like they took a lot of like design cues from the movie. I feel like the movie is one of the best things to happen just for Ninjago designs because one, the ninja all have better updated designs that they kind of gloss over, but they're honestly just way better than the designs they had beforehand in terms of the hair pieces and like those things. I love that. And the city itself has a way more personality. Like if you look at like
Yeah.
early like season 3, I think when they first go to the city and they go to Borg Industries,
it's just
not as good at
yeah.
all.
It's
And
actually
even that
interesting.
was a massive budget increase. So like from where
Yeah.
they've started, it's really commendable.
It's actually interesting because I love the Ninjago City from the movie and everything, and I think the details unmatched and all the like crazy buildings and everything. But I almost feel like this city in the TV show actually has a bit more, not personality per se, but just a better personality, more like intrigue to it. Just the dark kind of atmosphere it has. It's just really interesting.
It feels
Yeah.
like it honestly feels like if we're looking at like stuff like Ghost in the Shell, you know, where
Yeah.
the beginning definitely it takes place at the docks.
It feels
of
like
the
they're
city.
really embracing the cyberpunk aspects of Ninjago
right,
a lot.
but
Mhm.
also like the grunginess of the lower floors, and then you can see the
Yeah,
staircase in
yeah.
the background. But the lamps hanging all around, all of the and like
It's
putting
really
it
good.
at night, especially, very very good.
And you can
Mhm.
tell the showmakers that they see this and they're owning it because in the intro, the city takes center stage. It's not just the first time we've never gotten the weekend whip. It's also the first time we've never gotten ninja introduction character cards. They're not the main focus of the intro. The city is the main focus.
Right.
That is just kind of a different approach that I like.
It is
And then
different.
At the very end too, the appearance of this like Garmadon-esque figure, you know, like it reminded me so much of Aku from Samurai Jack.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I liked it because
Very, like,
it added a bit of ominousness to it. Like there's this shadowy figure in the distance. Like obviously, like if you're part of Ninjago, like you've been part of the fandom for a while, you know who Garmadon is. If you saw the movie, you know who Garmadon is. But like it's this episode is kind of the first episode of sort of a soft reboot for the show. I feel like it's really going to be changing the tone of the show going forward and how the show is going to progress. And I think the way they handle the intro and how they have that ominous Garmadon evil figure in the distance is pretty representative of the new Ninjago we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
So too.
I definitely liked it. When I was on Twitter, like looking through reactions, and I saw that people were disliking it, I was like, oh, well, I kind of liked it.
I
of
really liked it.
It actually inspired this Meso meme
Oh gosh.
we were doing. I just need to share
Talk about
that.
it later this week, but yeah, it's one of my favorite memes.
I actually liked the intro. The one thing I don't like about the intro is the scene where they cut to the bikers.
Yeah.
I feel like it's too abrupt. They have this thing where
I don't
it
have a gif of
mirrors
that,
it mirrors on the faceplate and you see other bikers like through the eyes. But I feel like it would have been more impactful to have Mr. E's face there since he's a villain, or if they weren't going to go that route, extend it for 2 or 3 seconds so you can actually show the bikers kind of cruising along instead of abruptly cutting away to evil Garmadon-esque figure.
Yeah.
The flow doesn't quite work. It feels like because there's this really nice momentum with the camera throughout the entire like shot as it's like panning through the city and everything, but then it kind of it just jerks itself to the biking scene, and it's like a very harsh change in motion that doesn't quite
Yeah.
flow as well.
I'm trying to get
But other than
the
that,
actual
calm
film
down.
up on there, so give me a second. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. It like part of the thing is that the camera is in a very fluid motion, almost moving either left to right or up and down. But once it cuts to this this bit with the bikes, here I'll put it up on the thing so that everyone can see.
You do that.
Sorry, guys. I'm essentially creating GIFs of the episode, and then I'm putting it through. So I'll copy it and paste it for you guys to see.
Thanks.
Chat. I'm gonna.
Yay. Yeah, no, I just like it definitely kind of ruined the flow of the intro, I feel. So if I had to change anything, it'd probably that. I would just probably adjust it a little bit, like have it kind of circle around the bike maybe, and then zoom in on the face instead of it just like stopping and then cutting straight to the close up of the biker.
Mhm.
I just extend it for 2 seconds and show it's zooming in on its face to show the other bikers. Just have that zoom go fully through and have it go to a full picture shot of the different Sons of Garmadon bikers.
I would do that too.
Yeah.
Right.
I would do that too.
Yeah, I would just take like that scene with the helmet and put it in the beginning.
Kilo, Ultraviolet, and Mr. E. They're the main villains. They need showcase.
Part of it is that like whoever's driving that, we don't know who's driving that bike.
It's a nobody. It's
not
just a
clear.
random character.
Right,
Yes,
yeah, and so
random.
like if that was the actual mask of the villain, that would be a bit more applicable. But you just essentially it's just a shot of someone driving his motorcycle through Ninjago City. That's what it is. We can't see it's the villains, and so we can't. There's nothing. To
I can
define it.
already see how you could do this all in one shot, though. Like, Meso, that's a great idea, actually, continuing that shot. It's just like, okay, you have the camera panning through the city. You have the camera, like, kind of exit around this building, and you see this highway. And then suddenly a bike goes across. You follow the bike, and then you circle around the bike, slowly getting closer until you circle around to the front of it, and then you zoom in on the face, and then you go through the face into that shot like you're talking about. And as you see the other bikers going over the highway, you pan up to the sky, and boom, Garmadon.
Yeah.
Mm,
So close to perfection.
Could have all been one shot.
That would have been really good.
All
That would've been-
one solid
You
motion.
guys,
It would have been
there-
amazing.
there's a famous like shot in a movie where they basically have like a reverse mirror scene where it looks like they're going through, and then like it pulls out, and it's actually through a mirror. It's actually in Harry Potter. They do this in the
yeah,
you
in
know
the
what I'm
third
talking
movie.
about? In the
Third movie.
where like
Yeah.
they do that, like they're fighting the not the mentor, the scary thing that takes your fear.
Bogart.
That is the
Bogart.
mentor. Oh, the Bogart. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is that's Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban. So yeah, that scene you're describing is with the Bogart. There's like a cabinet where the Bogart has like it's in the cabinet, but the cabinet's got like a mirror on the front of it, so you can see yourself, obviously. So like the camera gets closer and closer to the cabinet, and then it looks like it's going through the cabinet as it continues that shot, which is honestly one of the most technically impressive shots I've ever seen out of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I don't know how they achieved it, but it's so good.
It goes like it goes through the mirror, and it's like I honestly don't know how they did that either, but it's such a cool effect. But
Yeah.
anyhow,
Most
it would've been kinda cool to
definitely.
see that.
So basically, that's the intro in a nutshell. I think it's definitely one of their stronger ones. I think that for people who like the Weekend Whip, there might still be something for you. Tommy Anderson hinted it might have a role to play in this season. It might have a cameo. They just
It does have
don't
it in the intro at the very beginning. You can hear the song.
Yeah,
It goes
they
on.
just don't think it fits for the tone.
Man,
they're
quick work
doing.
of that GIF working on there, John.
It's
Already
really
got
good.
the cabinet up. Look at that.
It's great. I like it.
If only
So-
it didn't cut out.
Yeah.
The way that we were describing it looks just like it does in the intro of the show now.
That's funny.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's just if the tone doesn't work, then the tone doesn't work. I trust the showmakers in that. I'm very curious to see the tone this series takes, especially up to episode 5.
yeah.
Let's talk about comedy. We mentioned it prior
Oh,
before.
dude, it's so good, man.
It's very good, very witty, very self-referential.
The writers were on fire this time. Like the self-referential, like kind of like fourth wall breaking humor was really funny. Like
Best joke, hands down.
Yeah.
Time travel works. We could look completely different and not even know it, but we don't.
takes off mask, looks
Takes off the
completely
mask, and it's like that's. I wonder if that is like is that hinting towards like something actually being up.
I feel like it's
Want
just like
to go that
meta.
route. They could.
different. I think it's just a meta joke, and I think it works because like the fact that they immediately addressed it, like right out the gate, they immediately addressed that their appearances are different, and they used it for laughs. I think is genius because no one else is going to be questioning. Oh, so I mean, they just look completely different now. Okay, cool. You know, like they addressed it in the show. Like they know that they look different. It doesn't matter.
It's
Keep
fantastic.
on going. It's funny. You know, I love it. It was
Love it.
a great
Yeah.
way to handle it.
It's
'Cause if
also
they-
very clever how they do Lloyd's voice as well.
Yeah,
it's just like
They
puberty
did,
for
they did.
him.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's just getting older, and then they all address it. It's a change that they don't shy away from. They embrace it, and they use that as part of the comedy in the show and the way the characters interact with each other. It's great.
Y'all.
If I'm being honest, my favorite bit was the monks.
Yeah.
When they go to the thing and the monks are taking all a vow of silence, and then like Jay and Cole are
Cole
so
and Jay
annoying.
are Yeah.
I knew you couldn't keep your vow. I hate doing the dishes.
Well, if everyone's doing it.
I wonder if that's almost a self-referential joke as well. Like just the concept of everybody just being really annoyed at Jay and Cole bickering all the time, and just to get over it already, so we can
Hey,
move on.
Maybe it's the voice of the writers who have had to keep silent for the last several seasons, and only in the last year or two have come out on social media. They're like, now we can talk.
Maybe.
Tom Anderson is like, I'm gonna answer questions, and the Hageman Brothers are like, well, if everyone's doing it, well, sure, we'll come on, we'll do that.
Yeah,
Love
it
it.
was really
Yeah,
good though. The
very
humor's
funny.
great.
I like-
Also, while we're talking about how like their appearance has changed, I am so happy to see like the ninja with their new appearances all together again. I just love their new designs so much, so much
Nia
more than their
in
original
particular.
one. And it's really
Nia-
nice seeing them all
Nia's
on
way
screen
better.
together. Yeah, Nia's great.
And Zane has the option to change skin tone at will.
That's amazing.
Which is a really cool idea.
So glad.
Like a chameleon.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Only thing I'm
Oh
not.
yeah,
a
what
fan
if they
of.
use that as like a
Nit-
plot device? That's cool.
Nitpicky Meso. Only thing he doesn't like. Why are Lloyd's eyes green and nobody else's are colored? That's all.
Green eyes are realistic, red aren't.
But nobody else has it. Their eyes. Are
I
the
mean,
same.
Cole has black eyes.
No, but I mean, they all have the same.
She got you there, dude.
Yeah.
How do you know? Like, they could have done it for Cole too.
They have the same eyes, Prpl.
I mean, listen, Lloyd's our special main character. He gets to look a little special.
Fine. That's okay.
It's fine. Yeah, I don't know.
Destiny's Bounty is also a movie version.
Which is also cool. I also like that there's like this passage of time that's clearly apparent because like the Destiny's Bounty has not been used in such a long time.
Yep.
You know, and like
Yeah,
they kind of have that reference there. It's
It's
interesting.
at least been a year.
so
it makes you
did-
wonder what's been going on with it and why it was abandoned this whole time.
Let's address like some stuff that we thought was going to happen in the old in our like if you look back at our last what was the last season Hands of Time coverage, we suspected that this episode might or this season might take place in a future where all the ninja are displaced, they're not working as a ninja anymore, and like Master Lloyd is teaching a whole new group of ninja, and they all have to
We
work
were half
together and
right.
stuff.
Yeah, we were
were-
almost there.
We were kind of
Just not
Kinda
that
there.
far into the future.
Yeah, the idea we're still there, just not. Yeah, we just were a little too far ahead. We thought there was gonna be a major age jump, but it wasn't.
Yeah. But I do like it. I think it's far enough. Stuff can have changed, but it's still in keeping with the Ninjago that we know. I would have preferred a super hardcore, all new cast thing, but that might still come in the future. You know.
listen, I would have preferred it too. I think people are complaining about the new intro, about the new everything, just tiny things that are new that they don't like, And it's like, all right, these people
New
would
cast of
not be
characters
happy.
would've-
A new
yeah.
cast of characters would have been so.
To be fair, it was probably wishful thinking on our part too, because they did just make a movie with these new cast of characters, so that general audience would get to know them. Probably be a little soon to switch them up. So
How they've handled this is very nice. I remember people being very skeptical about the show post movie, but I think they've managed to weave it all together quite nicely. It also helps for the show that the movie bombed, not for the franchise, but for the show. Like all the way back.
He means like not that many people are attached to their like movie personalities. And stuff.
Exactly.
So like not a ton of
Because
people can-
way before people were like, oh, the show kind of sucks, but now we're like, oh, hey, great action, fight scenes, good writing, and quippy comedy. Yeah, the show's awesome now because we've seen it, but it's not that great.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the comedy, very well done. Want to talk about the plot?
Let's talk about the plot. Actually, one thing I want to talk about is this royal family
Oh boy.
stuff, because they're interesting. But the one thing I couldn't help but think the entire time is like this kind of brewing romance between Lloyd and this princess girl,
Yeah.
Harumi.
Roomy.
Harumi.
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason why her design looks just like his mom?
I said that during the thing. I was like, wow, she's so pretty. She reminds me of my mom. What? Freud? What?
Yep.
I was like, that's kind of a weird. I think got this new hairpiece. It's a cute hairpiece, right? I like it, but like, it was just
they just used it.
Used it for his mom.
Wasn't Misako also like the Iron Lady or the Painted Lady or something?
Yeah, she has that helmet too.
Lady.
Hold on.
Well, she doesn't
Let
have.
me see if I can find a thing of it.
I don't think she's got face paint.
No,
Well,
it doesn't.
She sometimes does.
The bad face paint on her minifigure. That's about it.
Oh.
But
Let me see.
the headpiece is very, 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 very similar.
No, I mean it's basically the same headpiece except it's colored differently. That's
Yeah, it's
basically
different hair color and different like helmet color, but it's the same piece.
Yeah.
So it's
just
essentially the
accepting
same minifigure with a different paint job. But like, I don't know, it's because I remember when we saw like early like pictures of these minifigures, right? Because that was around, but people were speculating that it was Misako. Like her appearance was going to change to represent the movie appearance, just like the rest of the ninja did. So it was kind of funny going into this thinking she could be Misako, and then it's like, oh nope, it's Lloyd's new GF.
Here's the one thing though. Okay, it's one thing that yes, they did use like the Misako hairpiece and everything to put on what's her name again? Harumi.
Harumi.
Just call her Rumi.
So yeah, so as a princess, she has like the traditional the headpiece, and you're like, okay, they're reusing that piece. It's a cool piece. But civilian Harumi has Misako's hairpiece from the movie as well.
Maybe she just likes her hair like that.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's like they took the design.
No, it's fine. It's just
took the Lloyd's mom's design, and they're like,
I mean, yeah, like she's a
like,
character that these people like made. They designed her, so they designed her with like the knowledge that they were using his mom's appearance, which I don't know, it's kind of strange.
It's just a little weird in that context. It was kind of like, you know. He likes to.
You ever notice how they almost have to color code the love interests in the show?
Oh,
or just all the girls. Like Nia is red.
Skylar has red.
Kai's brother. Skylar has red. Harumi is green.
Well, fun fact.
Pixel is all white.
Isn't Nia red because she's Kai's brother up until like she's
Kai's brother up until season 10.
She's Kai's sister up until like she becomes a master of water, and she changes to blue because she's with Jay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, also water is blue, so I don't know why I'm trying to turn it into this thing. That's like, oh, that doesn't make sense at all. Totally makes sense.
Now she's gray.
Honestly, like Jay should.
Honestly,
like
I never
yellow
noticed the
blue.
color coordinating thing. It's interesting.
Pretty strange.
I don't know if it's intentional or not. It might be, but
I feel like it is for Harumi.
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it definitely is for Harumi, but I don't know if it was for like Nia and Skylar. But
there's also the royal family in general. Like we joked about it earlier. This came out of nowhere completely. Nothing we've heard in Ninjago contradicts their existence per se, so it's not a retcon, but it's just
it's just like
I don't know.
It is an interesting thing that like Ninjago apparently has had a reigning government, a monarchy for the longest time, and
they mentioned they don't have actual power; they're just figureheads.
Yeah, I mean it's a what's it called? What's England now? Yeah, it's like a democratic monarchy,
something like that. Yeah.
My question is, if it's a royal family, wouldn't Lloyd be more?
You'd think, right?
Royal family. Just saying.
I know, it's
like,
like,
oh
yeah.
The grandson of God.
The grandson of God.
The grandson of the creator of literally everything isn't part of the... Who put these people into power? How did they become the royal
I don't know.
family?
Like, especially considering that the Spurs Fujitsu Master created Ninjago, so you would think that his kids would be the princes.
Harumi's not even part of the family.
I think I saw some stuff online where people were speculating she's actually Lloyd's sister, which, first of all, would be very weird at this point. Second of all,
she better not be. We moved on from his mom to his sister.
Second of all, it was decanonized because her parents are dead. So.
To be fair, one, that's just what they've told us, that her parents are dead.
No.
Number two, she looks a lot like Misako. We've just established this. Misako.
Number
Everyone has
3.
their movie version now, and Misako.
She is blonde too, it seems. so-
Yeah,
If
and
she-
she has
if
the
she's
blue-
a-
she looks very similar.
If she's evil, perhaps
Hold
she
up.
can be the daughter of Garmadon, the leader of the Sun.
Oh. That is an interesting plot point.
Interesting.
Oh wow.
Wait, what?
Man, this
I think I
is
missed
some
it.
Luke and Leia stuff going on
If
right
Haru-
here.
what if Harumi's evil?
Yeah, what if
the
she's like
daughter-
evil?
Daughter of Garmadon. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, because like right now we were speculating like there is a twist, right? Because like the one character that they seem to like really be focusing on as being evil wasn't actually evil. You know, that bodyguard henchman guy, whatever his name was. Hutchins. Yeah, they kept focusing on him and kept making it seem like he was up to something, but like it was so obvious that we knew like there's no way he's actually up to something.
Yeah, it was too
Which
obvious.
makes it's like a misdirection though, which means maybe there is a character who is up to something, and maybe it's Harumi.
I thought she was evil, like kind of from the get go, or like she was like she's the one that put the blast gel so her parents would be out of her way, so she can continue to do stuff.
Yeah, that's
It's
interesting.
very convenient that her parents just happen to disappear.
That's an interesting. The only thing I'll say to that is I feel like we've kind of not exactly, but we've kind of already gotten that before with Skylar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
also like
They then pull a double redemption, like it was a triple agent kind of a thing with Skylar.
yeah, and I mean like I don't know if the writers to get away with like Harumi literally murdering her own parents. That would be a little dark.
Pretty dark.
So Pseudo
I mean,
did
Yeah.
in a live studio audience. He said like if Harumi is his sister, it's more proof they're taking notes from Game of Thrones. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know. Like, I feel like we might be inferring a bit of a romance here. I'm not sure if that's exactly what they were going
That's
for.
true.
At
That's
the
true.
moment.
They're like
They haven't really shared like.
they just
romantic.
went on
I mean, everyone like saying, "Oh, you should like ask her out or how to like give him tips and stuff." That could have
Yeah.
just been them projecting or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it
think
kind of
Lloyd-
reminds me of like Bioshock Infinite. Spoiler warning, by the way, if you haven't played that game, it's been released for like 8 years now. Have you really not?
I haven't. I played it halfway.
I haven't.
I
All
know
right, well,
that.
the girl's your daughter.
Yeah. I know.
Oh,
The girl that you
okay.
follow around, yeah. And like I like, there's a lot of people that are kind of like speculating, oh, she's a love interest and everything, but she's not.
Right.
You know, and I feel like that was a lot of people projecting and inferring information that the game itself wasn't actually trying to tell you.
That's true. Right. I can see that, but on the flip side, though, they literally do have a conversation in the show about.
Yeah, that's
him
true.
being-
I actually
So-
did forget about that, so that's true.
So I would say that like we aren't inferring anything. We're being told that Lloyd is possibly considering dating this girl because all his friends are
Right.
trying to give him advice. That doesn't mean that like she could be his sister though. I guess.
No, there's one thing I will say. Possible spoiler warning.
Okay.
So
What
is
if she's
Garmadon.
not? What if she's a clone?
It's too meta. Not
I don't
meta.
know, but they're bringing Garmadon back somehow.
So
It's an alternate timeline where Garmadon has a daughter instead of a son.
Oh snap!
possible
And
spoiler
Harumi
warning.
is Lloyd, but things went completely. Oh, that's like kind
Possible.
of.
So
Lloyd
Lloyd
like a
actually
monster.
is royal family, but it's female Lloyd.
Yeah.
No. I have news.
Okay. All right.
What?
What's this news?
Possible Sons of Garmadon spoilers is an official Lego video. It's just a set thing, so it might be not canon. It probably is not canon. For discussion's sake, this video does show Harumi and Hutchins as adversaries to the ninja. It's depicting them battle on the Temple of
my
Resurrection,
gosh.
and then Garmadon wakes up right at the end.
Oh my gosh,
Oh
dude.
no!
So, could be an issue with the sets being non-canon. Could also be a force.
Kind of wish you hadn't posted that now. Now I feel like I'm
I
spoiled.
kind of wish Lego hasn't posted that. It's like
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lego.
It's got 100,000 views.
Dude, that is actually really cool. If that's where we're going with this, they
I'm
did mention
actually
there's a
there.
darker episode. Like it's a darker season.
Yeah.
So
I-
they could maybe they are getting away with her murdering her own parents. Maybe that's what they're doing.
oh.
We'll see.
That's why
like
you,
this.
yeah, that's why you can't, jump up, kick back, whip around, and spin anymore.
Yeah, because parents are dying.
There's also a mysterious.
Jump up, kick back, murder all your friends.
I mean, jump back,
And do it again.
Ninja! Ninja!
That sounds like a ninja thing to do, actually. They were master assassins in the feudal Japanese world. They were
This
not
is
nice people.
fascinating. Wow.
I'm gonna be.
This,
so
I mean,
disappointed if
this
doesn't
goes
end
to
up
show
being-
you just how good the writing for these 2 episodes are, that we're able to speculate on this level.
We're not
you know?
speculating about plot holes for a chain.
Yeah, it's not plot holes. We're actually speculating about like plot. Just plot. This is really cool.
I've always wished I could do this for BIONICLE, and one
Rest in
day,
peace.
one day.
Yeah, I know, man. I haven't felt like this involved in the plot of a Lego line since poor BIONICLE died.
Ninjago's already doing better than G2 because we've got all 3 legendary masks and sets. Just saying. That's happened.
Oh, okay. So it's actually kind of interesting that, like, I mean, I put it as a little joke in the description. It's not actually serious, but it does bear a lot of similarities to our G3 pitch, where there's like the 3 masks, and then like, they're trying to revive like, just like a group of people that's a cult, and they're trying to revive the main bad guy who's been out for a good while, and they're.
I was noticing.
Masks.
I was definitely noticing. It feels like they're going BIONICLE. Like they're adding BIONICLE elements, and I think it's intentional.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're pretty much like certain they're not going to bring BIONICLE back for a 3rd run, right? It's not going to happen.
I mean, they might in like 20 years or something. You know, like, capitalize on that nostalgia. But
if they do, it's going to be a surprise to literally everybody. So I think it's safe to say that it's not going to come back, and if it does, wow, caught us off guard. But because it was, anyway. But I think, with the idea that BIONICLE isn't going to return, you might as well reuse some of the concepts and, the cool things that actually did work for BIONICLE and incorporate that into your best line,
Definitely.
So I think it's interesting that they're going with the mask route. I think that's a really cool concept, and I'd like to see it going.
People are saying it is actually, people like Ivor Tommy or someone said that it's intentional on Twitter. Does anyone have a source to that? If you can post it on the audience, I'll throw up on the screen. But you can find
if we can find that tweet, that would be big.
That would
big
be
news.
Wow, that's crazy.
Big if true.
Big if true, man. That's cool. Like, wow. I definitely like that.
For if true.
I hope if that's the case, I hope it becomes a regular thing. I love the mask collecting part. I think that's really cool. And I think they're doing a really cool job of incorporating that into the show. Like, we haven't gotten into the next episode yet, but like the one scene where the Mr. E puts the mask on for the first time and grows 4 arms.
He grows the 4 arms.
That was hype.
I was like, I saw that and I was like, this is the most excited I've ever been.
Like, that was so cool.
That was so good. That was amazing, honestly.
It like makes no sense in terms of like what has been established lore-wise for this world, but I loved it. I don't know why this mask would make you look like Garmadon, but it was cool.
It was the mask of, what was it?
Was
Vengeance?
it Ultimate Power?
Vengeance.
Yeah, the Mask of Vengeance.
All right, let me see. I'm gonna try to find this gif. It was like, he grows, the horns grow, and you're like, oh, is he gonna, what's gonna happen here? And when the 4 arms come out, I was like, bruh, this is no lie. I was like, I'm legitimately so stoked by this. This is crazy.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, it was so good. Anything else about the first episode 75 we want to talk about?
First episode, it was very exposition heavy, but done in a good way. It was
done really well. It was paced very well.
Catching up everybody to the plot, and the royal family were integrated about as well as they could have. Harumi recapped who the ninja were, and that was cool. Talking about how I love it. She was like, Enya, the girl. Awkward pause. Who I've always wanted to be.
They were like, I was like, are they gonna do that? And then there you go.
I was like, they better freaking not.
They're taking the criticisms of the show and just rolling with it, and it's so great. It's amazing.
It's like lamp shading or something.
Yeah, lamp shading is a good
it works every time. It's so funny. I love it,
dude. This scene is.
That's essentially all I have to say for the first time. Oh wait, no, one more thing. Pixel's back.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Pixel is back. She was
We're gonna need an explanation for that.
She was gone. Samurai explanation as to where she went, and now all of a sudden, Pixel's on comms with Lloyd.
All right, Magic Ninja has provided. She came through, dude. Tommy Anderson here stating that they did borrow the concept of masks from Bionicles.
Let me load this thing
not
up.
Bionicles.
Sarah Manovi, who used to work with Bionicle, came up with that idea.
Okay, so
Super Novi.
Random7 at Random7 on Twitter asked Tommy Anderson, as far as I heard, season 8 was partially inspired by Akira, but what was the inspiration for the Three Masks and Harumi? Akira,
Sorry.
I didn't know that. Tommy Anderson says we didn't want to do weapons yet again, so we looked to BIONICLE with the mask. Serum Minovi, who used to work at BIONICLE, came up with that idea. Is that someone from the community?
No,
we
we know
met him.
Saruman. We met him. We met him in New York.
He was who I like to call the hype man at the NYC.
Yeah, he was the hype man. He was the guy who was giving us all the information, who was like talking about all the characters in the press conference. Here, I'll post a picture.
Bringing out the sets for the first time at the panel too, I believe. Like,
That
you want to see
that's super
Kopaka?
awesome.
It's Kopaka.
Is he working with Ninjago right now?
I guess.
I'm assuming so. If he
That
has
is so cool, dude.
Oh.
The BIONICLE team is integrated into Ninjago? No way. If that's the case, I am so excited right now.
Super excited about this. This is actually legit. Dude,
That's
him.
Karaminovi. Yeah, remember we met him
Which one? The one in the
we
middle?
totally met him.
in the middle.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
with a
Okay.
BIONICLE t-shirt.
The hypest guy.
This dude, he showed off all the set functions, and like once we figured out that they had posability and functions, I remember being so excited. That guy's really good at hyping people up about what he's talking about. But
Yeah, he was the one leading the presentation. So
the fact that they decided to carry over parts of BIONICLE into Ninjago makes me so happy. Actually, some people might be like mad, I guess, because they you know some people
Get over it.
right. But honestly, it's such a great way to carry the ideas and have them live on into a never successful franchise.
I can't even describe the emotions that I'm feeling right now, but I'm really happy.
Are you like giddy?
Giddy is a perfect way to describe it.
yeah,
Yeah. Wow. I just like have a stupid smile on my face right now.
It's like finding.
I am so excited about Ninjago.
I don't think I've ever been as excited about Ninjago as I am right now.
Wow.
Let's hope they
Wow.
stick the landing.
And the writing is so good, and the fighting is so good, and the cinematography is so good, and now there's BIONICLE?
We haven't even spoken about
Wow.
all the positive elements yet either. We haven't even got to Cole's scene in the second
Cole,
episode.
freaking
Cole
Okay,
scene.
okay.
He has personality.
Man, let's go to. Let's get
Cole
this
had a really
going.
All
great
right, let's
emotional
go. Yeah.
Well, let's
So-
talk about Cole's scene.
Well, he's climbing up the building, and then it transitions to climbing up a mountain, and it's a flashback to the past. It was the first time he met Wu, and Wu was just kind of waiting for him up there, and he actually learned his mom passed away, and he was like, I don't get it. Why is my dad just throwing himself into this group, laughing and singing and dancing? He's never around. And then Wu's like, people deal with grief in their own ways. Some people like to sing and dance, and some people climb mountains. And he was like, why did you climb the mountain? To find you, Cole. And then he's like, and I'll find you, Sensei. Great scene.
So it's a big.
You
deal because-
describing it gave me chills, let alone actually seeing
Right,
it.
well, okay, it's so great because initially Cole is doing this thing where and he explains it too. He feels like he's changing his personality in a sense because he feels he needs to be the responsible one now that Sensei Wu is gone. And the implications that they've been searching for him for a while, but really it's been Cole and Jay heading this up. And Jay's kind of getting tired of it. But Cole was like, I gotta do it. And he feels shoved responsibility because it ties into his backstory when his mom died and he felt his dad was kind of just dropping everything and just kind of being a bum and just dancing and everything. He's like, all right, well, I got to be the responsible one now. That's I'm
Freaking my
forced into
body
this
is
role.
a temple line.
That was good.
Cole
That was
has
really
a
good.
character.
Yeah.
Character.
It's like
I
he's
love
finally
that.
acting the way all of his character descriptions from like 2011 had described him as.
Nice. It took him 7 years to catch up to product descriptions, but here we are.
Finally made it. It's a complex motivation. That's what I like about it. Like it does fit. It's not like unchild friendly, but it's a more mature theme of like people who feel like because of a tragedy, that they have to assert themselves and climb into this role they're not really ready for because someone has to do it. They have this implied responsibility. And that's a very mature theme. You don't really see that a lot, especially in like other seasons of Ninjago or even other kids shows. And I love that they're making it Cole's motivation here, putting it in a way that kids can understand while also giving this character motivation and depth that he hasn't had before, to be frank.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, dude. Oh gosh,
It was so good. It was such a great scene, man.
Mhm.
I didn't even realize how much I've enjoyed these 2 episodes until we've sat here and talked about it. I've now been able to really
let
appreciate
it simmer.
everything.
Plot,
Yeah.
characters, humor, action. These 2 episodes had it all. Back Bionicle. It lives on.
It's a spiritual successor. Yeah.
This is
it's really
I mean,
cool.
it's essentially the G3, except not
Ninjagonicle.
So yeah, it's not exactly, but like
Ninjago.
All they
incorporating some
need is
ideas we had.
construction action figures, and then we basically have what we want.
Mystery, intrigue,
We have
characters.
those. John, what are you talking about? We have Ninjago Construction. The legend has it that.
Nope.
Legend has it. Ninja's legend has it.
I wish I could find that photo right now.
I'll try it.
Real quick, because Nightmare Freddy Krueger really wants us to see his message real quick. He said that in the final Mask trailer, you can see a mysterious person with a purple mask, and if you look closely enough, it looks like Hermes' attire in the trailer. So it looks like she's wearing the purple mask. So it seems to be confirming the theory that she is a villain.
Interesting, because from my understanding, the purple mask goes to Ultraviolet in the sets, at least. But
it might be Ultraviolet. I haven't seen the trailer to confirm. It's the final Mask trailer. That's what he said.
yeah, from what I see here, the person putting on the mask looks like Ultraviolet.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
Let me. Can you link this for me?
The trailer?
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, dude. I gotta.
You and your video.
I gotta do my thing to make it.
Looks like there's another epic fight scene coming, by the way. If you actually watch the trailer, there's more amazing choreography.
Man, I haven't watched any of these trailers yet. I kind of want to now that I know this is
live
gonna be
reaction.
good.
Live reaction, maybe. John,
do you want to do it? Okay, hold up. Let me hook you guys up. I can do this real quick. I'm gonna set this up. I'll set it up, okay? And then
Set it up.
we can
set the stage.
Sure. Prpl, have you seen the trailer yet?
I feel like I saw a couple of them, but a lot of these aren't familiar, so.
All right. Well, we are going to have a live reaction as we watch this trailer to see like all of the stuff.
Take
we might
note,
see.
everybody. TTV has officially become sellouts. We are now a reaction channel.
All right, I'm gonna be adding this thing. We'll do it at the end of the episode.
Oh, okay.
Right?
That works.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So the legend has it picture is up on the video at the moment.
Has it that.
Legend has it that one of the worst bootleg subtitles ever.
I know it's real bad.
Oh man, I can't. They actually went all the way and like ripped off the logo too. Like it's straight up Ninjago. Wow.
Yep. I don't know, man. What else? What else? Ultraviolet was funny.
Ultraviolet was okay.
Is it the first time they've had a kind of like a really big female antagonist?
Well, so the Skylar technically counts. But then didn't we also have like the female snake lady in the last season?
Oh, I mean, I kind of but I feel like she wasn't a big character. If you get what I'm saying.
We don't really know how big Ultraviolet is either, though.
There was also Dog Shank from the Sky Pirates.
Yeah, Sky Pirates, and then let me think. I feel like there's someone else we're forgetting.
There was a female ghost in Possession, and also the Preeminent was female, but it was never shown off. Didn't speak.
I wouldn't say I count female sidekick characters. You know what I'm saying, or female henchmen. I guess she is kind of a female henchman, Ultraviolet, but
I would say she's a henchman.
She's a tier above the Mooks.
Yeah,
enough to have a name.
She's a distinct character, but
I mean, the character from last season had a name too. I just don't remember it.
Yeah,
that's all right. She does bear a lot of resemblance to Harley Quinn. I'm gonna see if I can get this minifigure image up, but like
General Makia, that was her name.
Makia,
yeah.
What a beautiful night for some mayhem.
High-ranking Vermilion, yeah. So, I mean, I think she's pretty equivalent to Ultraviolet. With that said now, what you're saying right now could be factual if it turns out that Kurumi is evil.
Oh
boy.
boy.
That's true. She would be the main villain. If it is, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Hopefully, any fans watching this, hopefully you aren't like necessarily spoiled by what Meso said. But it's officially released by Lego. Yeah,
it's a theory, and we're just working off stuff we saw from.
Just always keep in mind the toys do not always reflect.
Yeah,
that is also true.
I can see it now. Like Tommy Anderson and the Hageman Brothers are like watching this, and they see that we post that set, and they're just gritting their teeth.
Yeah, they're like,
go, let go.
See it coming.
But yeah.
So, other than that, do we have any negatives?
Honestly, I don't have any negatives. I thought these episodes were pretty much flawless for me.
They're not coming out fast enough.
Yeah, honestly,
consistent
distribution is the worst part.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network's the worst part about it.
I want to watch more.
Garbage. My flaw, I want to know about Samurai X. I think we will this season.
I think we will because, they reintroduced Samurai X. I think one flaw is Pixel's kind of back and it's sort of random. So hopefully that'll be addressed. If not, that is definitely a flaw.
We're talking about a season that hasn't played out yet. So with Hands of Time, we were doing the same thing where we're like, time travel might be really bad here, but we don't know until the end of the season. And at the end of the season, we're able to say, okay, did this actually work throughout the plot of the season? Might have not. I feel like a lot of the issues that we have, they're very obviously using a time skip as a device, and they're going to go back and tell us what happened partially throughout these time skips, I believe, at least. And I feel like that is the reason why they brought Pixel back and why Samurai X is still going around and why Wu's missing and all that stuff. So there's going to be several plot lines that I hope will be wrapped up or just expanded upon.
Otherwise, I thought these episodes were really good. Honestly, this is some of the best writing Ninjago's ever had. For me, it's like a 9 out of 10. Like I've loved both these episodes.
The humor there wasn't like, it was very character based, and I love that about it. It didn't.
I can't think of a joke that didn't land for me. You know,
only
like
joke that didn't land for me was Kai and the bookshelves because it went on. For
that one didn't land.
Okay, all right. I forgot about that one.
You're right.
I think you might be right.
I forgot about that one too.
I feel like it would have been fine if they stopped at one book, but they didn't.
Yeah, they kind of kept going. It dragged on a little bit. There was also a poop joke too that Zane did with Cole.
The party pooper.
Party pooper.
That one went on for a little bit.
That one was that was for the younger audience, I think.
But I mean, like, listen.
I thought that was funny.
Of course you did.
All right, the younger audience and Prpl.
Well, I mean, like, it's for our younger audience, and the babby of the family really likes it. So
Prpl the babby.
Prpl's not even the youngest one here.
Yeah.
Is she not? Is Meso younger than her?
No. Well, I mean, not in this recording, but like they're just younger employees.
I am older than you, Prpl.
Yeah, not by much though. Only by like a few months.
Very close.
Oh yeah, I guess Kazapar is the youngest, but he's not a cast member.
I count Kaz.
No, I count. I mean, he's part of the company. He's part of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, honestly, that's about all for these first 2 episodes of Ninjago. As they come out for people, particularly our good old buddies down under, we will probably discuss them more, pending further concrete release dates, which, if you have news on that front, please share. Post on the TTV message boards. Join us on Patreon. Become a patron. Become a pleb, as we call our audience.
Join Pleb Nation, guys.
And you can share any news that you find on the release window front, as well as just engage in awesome discussions as part of our live studio audience, who gets to be featured in the video. And you can talk about Ninjago, because it feels very refreshing to have something positive to talk about for a change. I'm really happy about this. So, without further ado, let's wrap this up by live reacting.
All right, let me apply scene changes first.
Do it. You apply those scene changes.
I'm gonna do this. Let's
be the best supplier.
I think this is gonna work. So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna count down so you guys can watch it too. You guys, the cast members, you guys load the video up so that you can watch it. When I say go, it's gonna go live on the video, but if you wanted to watch our video, you'd be late because
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So we'll watch our own feeds, but everybody else can just watch the video on YouTube, like our video, our podcast, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Cool. Cool. All right. Let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
And finally, the reason for your
music's so good.
The
running.
Running not as good.
spikes and stuff.
Masks are relics from the first realm, and they
First
wield
realm?
tremendous
First
power.
realm.
16 realms.
Whoa!
Bionicle.
What is
Power to
this?
deceive,
Oh.
the power of vengeance, the power to hate.
What happens when they're united?
Ah, yes.
That was definitely ultraviolet.
The power to hate.
Explosions, mayhem. Oh, dude, we're going Mad Max up in here.
Oh, it is.
Rooftop.
Oh, that looked cool.
Man, that looked cool.
What happens
That
when
looked
the three
cool.
masks are united?
They will have the power to bring back your father.
Shut up with that.
Woo!
You better handle this well.
Man,
Podcast.
okay.
If you butcher
Interesting.
lore, I will complain on the internet loudly.
Man, Messi,
Okay,
really
so-
treating your voice well.
Yeah, I know. I'm regretting it.
Hold up. So there's a first round?
Yes.
What do we know about
Apparently, nothing as far as I know.
It's Motonui, dude.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be cool.
that? Would be actually
Team as
kinda
a
cool.
realm, why not Bionicle?
Oh, this actually okay. So this is actually some good stuff. I'm thinking of a future season where it's like the evil equivalent of the first Ninjutsu master, like evil god, comes down. He's like, "Hey, I'm from the first realm, here to unmake this world." Kind of sucks.
The
And they have
first
to be
evil
definitely
guy.
The first evil guy.
I love it. Would watch. So, that's about all. Unless you got anything else.
No,
I
I feel
believe
like
that's everything.
that's
If
just
you want
about
to
it.
share your thoughts on Ninjago Sons of Garmadon, what you liked, what you didn't, what you're looking forward to, what you're dreading, be sure to join us on Patreon or the TV message boards at board.tvchannel.com. We welcome all opinions. And give a shout out to the writers, Hageman Brothers and Tommy Anderson on Twitter for an excellent season so far. Feels great to be back on the Ninjago hype train after it got
does.
derailed for so long. So, that's about it. We'll see y'all next time whenever we see you. Probably next week. For more NinjagoCast, Masters of Pod Jitsu. I'm Meso.
I'm Var.
I'm John.
And I'm Prpl.
And farewell, everybody. We'll see y'all next time. Ninja!
Later.
Go away from this live stream!
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's yeah, really good. I'm not sure if I'm feeling the corny stuff, but we'll keep it. I feel like Ninjago ditched their corniness, and we're still keeping ours. So
That's true. We need Edge Ninjago Chain Link Fences Edition.
2006. Goodbye.
The Ninjago rap.
Garf mentioned you may not see this, but the first realm of Oni and dragons may be the setting of season 9.
Oh, yeah. That'd be really interesting. Shame we don't have any kind of possible corroborating evidence for that we're not allowed to
Man.
talk about.
Dude, I hope there's dragons in season 9. There's like no dragons in this, and I'm
Well,
like,
I really hope.
I really hope so too. We don't know for sure.
We know for sure.
Yeah, there's no way of knowing if there's any dragons, but if there are dragons, that would be really cool. So
Those would be some really cool sets. It almost
Yeah.
seems like they could have
It'd be really
multiple
cool
dragons
if we got
too.
some Oni people. Perhaps.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Anyway, bye
All right.
everyone.
Goodbye. I'm ending the stream for real. See ya.